I have a couple of minutes to go before we wrap up, about 3.5 minutes on this Shabbos Friday. So a friend has walked into the studio. By the way, good-looking guy. Great suit, great tie, big. I think he works out like me. All right, watch. He's got it all going on. His name is Paul Stone. He's a really smart economic guy. And I wanted to talk to you, Paul, for a couple of minutes on air because the market lost 1,000 points a couple of days ago. Now, that rebounded the very next day. But people talked about the crash a couple of days ago and how that dreaded all-word recession is back in our daily vernacular. So I ask you, are we about to have a big-time recession?
Hey, it's Paul Stone with Colonial Metals Group, and I'm glad to be here. Super grateful to be up here in the great state of New York, in the heart of New York City.
Where are you usually?
Palm Beach, Florida.
I was just there.
Yeah.
I got stuck at Lauderdale Airport for 13 hours.
Oh, my gosh.
I lived in Boca for 16 years.
I love Boca.
Yeah, it's not bad.
So, my answer to that, and I get asked all the time, first I want to disclaim that my crystal ball is probably as cloudy as everyone else's is. But when we look at the mathematical triggers that show up before a recession, they've all triggered, right? Inverted yield curves. There's another one that shows if unemployment ticks up 0.3% within 90 days after being at an extreme low for a while. That's an indication of recession around the corner. But here's what I'd really like to say. I think my usefulness to others is if our GDP, and for people that are a little fuzzy on what that is, the America Incorporated's revenue for the year, right? If our GDP growth was a negative number since 2008.
That's a 16-year run. That's a 16-year run. It scares the hell out of me.
Right. So it isn't because of the amount of money the government prints every year.
But is that good?
That's horrific.
Right.
Right. Because that's kind of like thinking you can drive your car by just breathing gasoline into the tank. Like you can't do that. You need actual physical gasoline. You need actual physical growth from the boots on the ground in your economy. And if you don't have that, you should really look at what the real unemployment number is. And there's an old-fashioned way of counting unemployment that they changed. That was the way it was until the 80s. And that shows unemployment in this country is 25%.
That's way too high.
Right. So if you look around and think, why does the government have to create $1 trillion in new debt every 100 days? And just by the way, to try to articulate how big that number is, 1 billion seconds is 31 years. So I'm getting close to have lived 2 billion seconds.
Wow.
Right? That's normal.
Well, you look great, by the way.
Well, I'm 54.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
You look younger. 60 seconds. Go ahead.
1 trillion seconds, folks, is 31,000 years. So the government is creating, in a way, human scale, human terms, 31,000 years of money every 100 days. So why do they need to do that? It's because the economy is not really doing very well.
Got it.
You might still continue to see growth here and there,
right,
but underneath the surface is what you need to care about. To me, we've been in a recession since 2008.
Wow.
Without the printed money.
16 years. Well, do me a favor, because clearly you're on top of all this. Come back next week or call, and let's have a real in-depth conversation about inflation, interest rates, more on this, the yen, why we saw the crash the other day, whether or not it is a great time to invest in gold and silver. Let's do all that next week. Sound good?
Sound great.
When are you going back home?
Sunday.
Okay, so we'll do it from, you'll call from Florida.
Absolutely.
Okay? Have a better trip than I had. That was miserable. Hurricane Debbie will be done. You look great. It's good to talk to you.
Thank you. It was great meeting you.
You too. Thank you very much. That's Paul Stone, everybody. Lou, we're done. Great week. Great 2 days for me since coming back from Boca, Fort Lauderdale. Lou Rufino, great job. Justin Ellick, great job. And, of course, Noam Layden, who is a crappy Jew, but not the crappiest Jew. We figured that out today. You're not the crappiest, but you're crappy.
I'll take it.
I'll take it. We're all back on Monday at 6 o'clock, folks. Have a great weekend. Until then, peace.